And we're back, and we just finished watching 2020's A Babysitter's Guide to Monster Hunting, currently streaming on Netflix. It tells the story of a young girl who's visited by a strange person as a child, and she re-meets him later on, and we find out that it's the Bogeyman himself. Tamara Smart stars as the lead, Kelly Ferguson. Una Lawrence, who was, I believe, Mila Kunis' daughter in the Bad Mom movies, is Liz LaRue. Tom Felton is the Boogeyman. Impressions. Olive G, this was your film.
I thought it was good.
Yes. What did you think was good about it?
What'd you like about it?
I liked at the ending how they showed us how they did it exactly, like
the making of stuff,
yeah,
like all the special effects.
Credits?
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the movie itself.
Yeah,
was
but
the story
also
cool?
the movie was good.
Yeah. What did you like about the movie?
I liked how when he sang that song
And he would hypnotize people.
Yeah.
You thought the Boogeyman was
And
cool?
also, why did he
I actually wanted the
always have
Boogeyman's jacket. I was like, and his rings. Because you know me and my obsession with rings. I was like, he's got some cool ass jewelry.
Actually really, really, really disappointed when I saw him.
Really? Because he wasn't as scary as you thought he would be.
He wasn't scary, and
He was more of like a rocker type Boogeyman. Like he wasn't
ugly.
He had like the prosthetics on his face to make his face look
He had,
sort
like,
of
those
demonic.
weird veins, and it was
he had like
gross
he had
and stuff.
sideways slit eyes.
I mean, when I think of the Boogeyman, I think of the Babadook. Like, to me, that's what the Boogeyman looks like.
Yeah, something that doesn't like this guy. He was dancing around. He was singing songs. He wasn't
really scary.
It was like Russell Brand as the Boogeyman.
You know what? That's a really good guess.
Like
yes,
when
that's a really good
the child
comparison.
wouldn't go to sleep, he started like singing a song at first.
Yeah, I mean, he had like cool powers. Like that's a decent power.
And
You sing a creepy
also-
song.
And yet he
that makes
didn't
you
have
fall
the
asleep.
power to make children fall asleep.
Or
Well,
to make this
only-
more interesting.
Only special
Yeah.
children. Only special children.
And like it didn't require 10 warm bottles of milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To get
that
that
kid-
child
Actually, I
Honestly,
Like,
drinking that much milk, that kid should have been peeing like crazy.
Or had some kind of explosive diarrhea.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah. Anyway, so these are based on, I guess, a book series by Joe Ballarini. And I feel like they left the ending kind of open to explore more of this world.
Absolutely, yeah.
Actually, can I say something about
Yes,
the ending?
absolutely.
Yeah.
I thought that they were going to leave it off on a cliffhanger, like a spider would crawl on her windowsill or something while she was reading about the Spider Queen, like in those weird Freddy vs. Jason movies where he's like carrying his head out of the river. And
Yeah.
I thought that would happen, and it didn't.
And it
Well,
didn't. Well, they have
I
to
mean,
leave some kind of something for the next
It
one.
wasn't a cliffhanger, a dangerous, basically, but they did set it up so that you could see that she's
there's
going to
gonna
be
be
training
more.
to be like an official babysitter, and she's studying up on the spider.
Yes, so the babysitters
Which
are
I guess would be the next target.
Also,
the
I
babysitters
kind
are a secret society that is entrusted with
Yes.
caring for young children, but also, I guess, fighting
defending
monsters.
those children against monsters.
Right.
also they
They're defending.
Mhm.
Well, they're kind of saving the children from their nightmares,
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
nightmare monsters.
yeah. What were you?
Not like real monsters.
What were you gonna say, G?
I forgot because I was cut off by someone.
Oh, you didn't forget. Come on.
Yeah, I did.
Anyway,
I'm good at forgetting stuff.
This is definitely more of a kids movie.
Definitely. I would
Definitely more of a kids movie
say
than for
10 and up.
I would go
maybe
even younger.
younger.
I mean, there wasn't any. I mean, even like jump scares. I don't really recall any jump scares. There wasn't any. There was absolutely no gore.
Yeah.
There was
Or violence, really.
Or violence. Not
the
really.
only violence was very slapstick, like with those goofy
What were they called again? Toadies?
Toadies. The Toadies which were like the Boogeyman's henchmen. I'm sorry, the Boogeyman was the Grand Guignol or whatever.
Alright.
Why did they give him such a fancy name?
Those toadies were completely incompetent.
Or as Elaine Bennis would say, the Boogeyman Man.
Yeah. So yeah, the violence was more in the vein of slapstick. There were some moments of slight peril.
And the toadies weren't very scary. And
the toadies looked so goofy.
They were completely incompetent.
I think that was like the point, because this is a movie geared towards young kids. Yeah. Like this is
specific.
Olive picked this movie, and it's right up her alley.
Yeah, she enjoyed it from start to finish.
A kid her age, 8, 9, 10, they'll love this movie. It's got...
I'm 8, Daddy.
I know how old you are. I'm just saying that kids in your age range will enjoy this movie.
Inside voice.
So he's just stating your age range. So calm down.
This is a good film for kids in that age range. It's got a lot of strong girl characters. There are a couple of boy characters in there. Nobody is made to look the fool.
There's no smoochy.
There's no smoochy. There's some puppy dog eyes going on.
Yes, there are puppy dog eyes.
But that's
I kind of thought that
why didn't that girl actually show him the monster?
I didn't understand what was the need to hide the fact that there was a shadow monster about to try and kill everybody, but for some reason that the dreamboat boy he wasn't allowed to see it for some reason.
Also, she pushed him against the wall to.
Yeah, I thought something else was going to happen in that scene. I was getting a little
weirded out.
I think that was like that was just there to titillate. That's a real word. It's a real word. Is it disgust or titillate?
That was it. Disgust or titillate.
So yeah, I mean, I would say this is a very good movie for children that age. Very kid friendly. It's not. I mean, it's not really. It doesn't have like that sort of dialogue that an adult could really
enjoy,
sink some hooks into and really enjoy. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't. It's not like as though you're gonna. It's not like Inside Out or something like that, where there's some sort of meaning in there or metaphor that an adult could be like, wow, that's pretty cool. This is just straight adventure.
For kids.
Straight adventure for kids. There's mild character development.
Anything that I noticed.
You know who the characters are. There's a couple of moments of, oh, this is my tragic backstory, and this is why I'm the tough babysitter.
It kind of killed any feeling of being tough by being babysitters with that baby.
But that she had a baby strapped to her?
Yeah.
I thought it would have been great. I mean, this is just my mind and how it works.
But you're going to say something like,
I thought it would have been awesome
if the baby got up and started beating the crap out of him.
Like the becoming this babysitter gives you power so that your charge becomes like a weapon, and like I would have loved to have her take that baby that she had strapped to her chest and just like in The Boys, just aiming its head and just firing lasers out of its eyes.
That would have been
or using it like a nunchuck or something,
or a machine gun.
Yeah, just spewing vomit out.
I remember you said that.
That would have been awesome.
Dad.
Yeah.
I remember you said that it would have been better if those booyah bears could actually super size.
Yeah, that would have been better.
And destroy everything.
That was another thing. They had like a grenade that was basically a teddy bear that you throw and it made like a smoke screen. It would have been so much better if you pull the bear's ear off and you throw it and it just turned into a giant bear, basically a man in a teddy bear costume.
Oh my god!
Who just wreaked havoc. Like just hire somebody like The Big Show or Brock Lesnar. Put him in a teddy bear outfit.
or like, oh my, I don't know why I thought of that Supernatural episode. Tea parties. Is that all there is?
I don't know why I thought of that weird Lepus movie where they had those.
Oh my God, the Night of the Lepus. Oh my God, what an awful thing.
We should review that one.
We should have. Oh my goodness.
But anyway, back to the movie. It's
The Night of the Lepus was sad. Those rabbits should have murdered.
All right.
I was rooting for the rabbits.
Movie.
Anyway, back to this movie. It was good for kids. It's not torture for adults. It's a decent film. I mean,
it's not too long, an hour and 40 minutes about
It's okay.
It's all right.
Even for a almost teenager, it's almost
a tween.
A tween.
We have a tween and an 8-year-old in the house, and
all right, keep it
going.
going.
I mean, you haven't said much.
No, I agree with everything. I mean, it wasn't horrible. It wasn't the best thing I've ever seen for kids, but it wasn't horrible. I've been a silly young girl at some point. So it was
You never had to fight weird, misshapen.
No, luckily, but I mean, I'm sure I got myself into trouble. But one of the nice things about this movie is that there's very, very strong feminine characters, which I think is very important. I grew up in a generation where the female image was, especially in kind of like scary / horror movies, was very disposable. So
and it was the boys that went on all the adventures.
Yes, the boys were always having the adventures. The girls were secondary characters or just set pieces.
Unless they were like the tomboy.
Exactly. I think you guys are coming of age in a very interesting time where you have more...
Interesting.
Well, I mean, it is a dumpster fire, but it is interesting, and it will make you a strong person in the end. Yeah. But I think it's important to have those positive images so that you don't grow up thinking that you need to be some vapid, silly young woman in order to bring value. And I think that was the character, the mean girl character.
The girl in the cat costume.
Yes, yeah. Like she was like a stereotype.
Oh my God.
She was the mean girl who was mean for mean's sake, and for some reason just didn't like the protagonist.
Didn't like Kelly.
Yeah.
And I also like that Kelly used her brain. Like, she was a pretty young girl.
Yeah, she was like...
And it's
I wish I could do that. I wish I could do that.
But the other thing was, and you and I have had this conversation, there's that silly movie with Freddie Prinze Jr. and Rachel Lee Cook, right?
Oh, She's All That.
She's All That. And it's like, there's nothing hideous about this girl, and yet, for some reason, she's the outcast in the school. So it's the same concept with this. The girl who played Kelly, the actress that played Kelly, Tamara Smart, she's a very lovely looking young girl. So I don't know how she's the outcast and why a nickname from kindergarten would stick with her for this long, but whatever. I guess this is one of the pieces where you have to suspend disbelief. But
I think it was just what's the word to describe this? Keep talking.
Do you have a point to make, or are you just clearing your throat?
I'm just clearing my throat.
Are you sure? Because during another review,
I was ready for a salient argument from
a kid too. What was I saying? I'll have to cut all that.
That she for some reason they were going with that whole nerd girl trope. But,
right, trope. That's the word.
That's the word you were looking for?
Yeah,
okay.
I think it was just that. Like, they wanted you to relate to her if you were in high school or something.
Yeah, you always like...
You need an underdog.
You're rooting for the outcast and the underdog. But there's no pair of glasses that she could take off that would suddenly make her gorgeous. She was
her face melt off.
Or she was like Sarah. She's a pretty young girl, and she was that through the whole film. It was like, why are people treating her like hey, monster girl?
Yeah.
But I mean, even with that, the only one that was actually mean to her was
Mean Girl.
The mean girl, who I don't even recall having a name. Did she? I think they
I'm
said
sure
her
she
name.
did.
Yeah.
I just don't remember. It was just Mean Girl, right?
Yeah, just mean. No. I think she had a name.
Stereotype.
Yeah,
That's a good name for her.
There you go.
I think her name was like Karen or something.
Karen. Wow. What do you know about Karens? Anyway, so I mean, this isn't winning any kind of awards. It's not earth-shattering.
It
It's not.
will win an award because I want a sequel.
No,
I'm sure it will have a sequel,
won't.
but it's because
It won't win an award. It will probably get a sequel, though.
it probably will get a sequel. Because
I
I'm
want
sure
it to get a
it
sequel,
was-
not an award.
It wasn't bad.
it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
great, but it wasn't bad.
It wasn't like in the upper echelon of really great kids movies.
Oh my God, no!
This was
This movie only dreams
a
of
pretty
being
much by the
bad.
numbers affair. I would say it's better than the crap you'd find on the Disney Channel, like those homemade
Not
the
homemade
usual
Dad.
Disney type production.
Like
Quiet.
Yeah, you don't have to scream all the time. Mom.
the Descendants thing.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
Let's not revisit that.
You're
Let's not revisit
triggering
that.
some repressed
That was
memories,
terrible.
Olivia.
And you know what?
That was like
you know what's
sticking
so
your hand
weird
in a
about
blender.
those
That was-
movies?
Oh God.
Let's be honest. Disney generates a ton of money, and yet they couldn't hire like good script writers. Like that always infuriates me.
You know what? You don't. The thing with those films is you don't have to.
Yeah, there are
Because
people
those
who like that.
those films are targeted for little kids who don't really care about things like a nuanced plot or story. It's just, oh, Brad is so handsome. Oh, Jenny's so handsome. I wish we could be together, but we can't for some reason. The reason is a monster. Let's kill it. Yay! We defeated the monster. Now let's all dance.
Yes.
For some reason, there was like
That's-
a teenager
No,
with
that's
some
fine.
weird old guy.
No, they sing. That's how they fight. They sing while they fight.
Okay,
There's
can we
that.
calm
There's
down
that
now?
too. There's
Can we
that
calm
too.
down?
But
Yeah,
this isn't.
they sing too much.
This isn't like that. This actually had decent production values.
It had really good
It actually
production
had-
value.
And they
Very
didn't
good
spend
production
15
value.
Kudos to
minutes
Netflix.
singing.
They spent some money on the sets
they
and
really did.
and
I mean, the
even
special effects weren't.
even though
bad, but
I
they
would
weren't
say
great.
the toadies, you could see they were very CG-ish, not the worst.
Yeah.
Oh my
I've
God,
ever
no.
seen.
Oh my
No, not
God.
the worst, but
There's way worse CG out there.
it's certainly not Marvel quality.
It's not
CG.
Marvel. It's not Marvel
Birdemic.
or Birdemic, but the character interactions with these creatures were not, jarringly uncanny valley-ish. The sets were actually very nice.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
decent.
I don't know where they filmed the Boogeyman's hideout, but that looked like that cost some money there.
Yeah, and some of the shots the setup of the shots were really nice. Like when Kelly goes to the lighthouse, like there's that scene where you see like the lighthouse
The bent
kind of
lighthouse, yeah.
bent over.
It was
and stuff,
very,
and
very
it's-
painterly almost.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And
So-
whatever neighborhood they filmed that in was lovely.
lovely. Yes, we saw that
Everybody-
house.
Yeah.
That was
Very lovely neighborhood. The acting was okay.
Yeah, it's serviceable.
Nobody's really given a blockbuster performance, but there's really no need. I mean, the dialogue is what it is. It conveys the story. It conveys the basic emotions of all the characters. It gets you through.
They make them all likable.
And
And I also agree with you. It's definitely targeted towards young kids, and it's one of those things like if you want to watch something scary without it being completely frightening for kids, this is a safe bet. I think
like
if
you Olive, you were never scared at all, right? Even during
She
like
was
the tension bits, right?
She was kind of scared when that tentacle thing came.
Which the shadow
the shadow
creature?
thing.
Yeah.
Did that scare you, the shadow creature?
in the beginning.
In the beginning, but after I
Yeah.
told her
I
it
mean,
looked
I
like
think-
Raven's Tooth Demon from Teen Titans Go, she wasn't scared.
Yeah.
Nah.
It looked creepy.
It did. The first time you see it, it is kind of creepy, and the
Yeah.
idea of it
Not
is kind of creepy. The
really.
way it like, but then when you see it trapped in the box, it's like a cartoon. I'm like,
Yeah, it had those big cartoony eyes.
Well, when Gracie said it was like Raven's Tooth Demon, then I started to be less afraid of it because that looks so silly.
I really wish that you could pull that bravery over whenever the thumbnail for Death Note comes up.
You gave me a good laugh, and I thank you for that.
Gracie, that wasn't funny.
Anyway,
Oh, come on. You weren't even crying.
We've dove about as deep as we can into this one, so let's just... Olive, what do you give it? 1 to 10?
Yeah, at its core, it was a good movie.
I shall give it a 8.
An 8. What did you say, Jing?
I didn't say any rating.
I would give it a 5. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. It's not the best thing I've ever seen. If you're looking for, it's in the middle. It again, straightforward script. It's kind of like a fun movie for young kids and a little bit older without it being too scary. There's some decent acting. There's really good art direction, set design going on here, costuming. I liked a lot of that component of the movie. I, again, loved Tom Felton's rings and wardrobe. So for me, it's a 5. I think it's if you want to get into the holiday spirit without terrorizing or traumatizing young children, this is definitely a safe bet. What about you, Jane?
I give it a 5.5. It was
5.5.
okay. It was a little better than okay. Just a little.
Yeah. You
Well,
weren't completely bored, right?
5 is average. 6 is okay.
I'd say it's a 5. It's average.
Then I gave it an average because I was in the middle.
Okay.
That's fair. What would you
You
give
know
it?
what? If Olive didn't like it so much, I'd give it a 5. But because she did, I'm giving it a 6.
Aw, you're very cute.
It's an okay film.
It is an okay
I'd say
film.
it's a better than average okay film.
Okay, well that's it from us, and we will come back with another review soon. Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Night.